What is up, everybody? Happy New Year. Here we are, another year in HVAC Uncensored, and you guys know I like to start the show off by showing love to those companies that help make this show possible. Guys, first, my friends over at Camel City Mill. Guys, I tell you, these socks are different. I never thought in a million years when I started this show that I would be repping socks, but here we are. Guys, these socks are absolutely fucking amazing. It's just that simple. These socks are selling out fast. I absolutely love these. They are the only socks that I wear to work, the only ones that I wear to work. Guys, I say this all the time, and I feel like I say the same thing. I get it why everybody worries about the certain kind of boots or certain shoe they wear to work, as you should. We need to have comfortable boots, comfortable shoes on our feet, but also worry about the socks you're putting in there. And guys, these make a difference. I'm not saying buy these socks to be the only socks that you wear. Probably not feasible. Go get a couple of pair. Get 5 pair, enough to wear through a work week. I'm telling you, try these out and you will love these socks. They have something, a flavor to fit everybody. They have the ankle sock. They have the low cut ankles. They have the no-show sock. They have the ankle, the crew, the boot that comes all the way up. I'm telling you, these socks are absolutely amazing. I'm so happy that they reached out to me and I tried these things. And I appreciate all of you that have bought these socks. So how this works, you guys know I'm always upfront. Unless you guys buy something, that's the only way that I make anything off of this. So they give me a little bit back every time you guys buy something. And I'm always honest with you. I know they have a 20% off deal the first time. Use that. Get your discount. I'd rather just see you try these socks. That's how much I believe in them. If you go back and buy them again, then go ahead and put in discount code UNCENSORS10 to save 10% off your additional orders. But get that 20% the first time. I know they're selling out, but these socks are absolutely amazing. I love them, and I highly suggest that all of you go check these out. They're warm to keep your feet dry. Absolutely amazing. So go check them out. Go to campbellcitymill.com, discount code UNCENSORED10, and save 10% on your order. All right. Next. Guys, it is my friends over at Company Cam. Guys, Company Cam is one of the OGs. It's not as OG as the one I'm going to do after this, but I absolutely love Company Cam. I love them. You guys know that I've ran several businesses in my career, and Company Cam has always been a non-negotiable. It is something that you have to use if you're trying to build your company in this day and age. It is absolutely amazing the way it documents pictures, videos, all that kind of stuff. In the day and age we're in now, you have to use all that stuff to your advantage. If you're not, then you might as well still be advertised in the phone book. It's going to give you quality pictures and video that you can then use for marketing. Somebody goes to your website. They can click on your website, and all these 4K high-res photos and videos can populate to show your customers the amazing work that you are doing for these other people. It's going to make them say, man, I want that company to do my install. I want that company to service my system. The work that you're already doing, the amazing pictures that you're already taking to document for your existing customers can help you get new customers. How easy is that? Guys, this does so much stuff as far as the way that it documents. The AI tools inside of it are absolutely amazing. It'll take notes just by your conversation. It'll record it for you. I finally have it booked where Company Cam is going to come on and talk about all the amazing things that they have. I really think that I get so excited when I talk about this that I don't even do them enough justice. But I will tell you this, guys, you know that I will never, ever rep or have anybody sponsor a sponsorship with anybody, a product, a service, whatever it is that I do not use myself. Company Cam is a must. All right. It is a must. I have always used it. I live by this app. That's why it's been so amazing to be partnered up with them for so long now. It's been quite a few years, and I absolutely love it. There's amazing people over at Company Cam, and it is an amazing service. Guys, if any of you out there, I understand some of you are not in the management, the ownership realm. You as technicians all the people in the field. This is going to make your life better. I promise you. Go to your manager, beat on his desk, say, hey, Gil said something about Company Cam. I need you to check it out. I need you to go to companycam.com/HVAC Uncensored and fill that shit out right now. All right? Put your feet on the boss's desk, take a sip of his coffee, you know what I mean? Smack him on the ass and say, let's go. Get this shit done right now. Okay, maybe don't do that, but yeah. Use it anyway. But yeah, go to companycam.com/HVAC Uncensored. Use the discount code, or I'm sorry, Jesus, not discount code. Companycam.com/HVAC Uncensored. Get 50% off your first 2 months. And then, 14 days free trial. Jesus, 14-day free trial. After that, if you still like it, then they're going to give you 50% off your first 2 months for being a part of HVAC Uncensored Nation. So go give my friends over at Company Cam a try. Next, guys, is my friends, the comeback. Guess who's back? Is my friends over at Yellow Jacket. They're tried and true. They've been around forever. They're made here in the United States. And a lot of you know that I'm very close, not even just with this brand that means the world to me. Yellow Jacket makes me think of my dad. When I first got into this trade, my first set of analog gauges, and we all admit that they fell off a little bit. They lost their part of the market share. But one thing I can tell you behind the scenes is they are busting their ass to get it back. There's a lot of things that are going to be unveiled. I can't wait till AHR this year in Las Vegas. They are truly listening to all the input that all of you are giving about their products, things that you want to see different. I would love to see this, love to see that. I promise you that they are listening to all of it. Mr. Jason, who's in the chat right now, was at AHR with me and Rookie last year. And he was talking to the head engineer who was literally taking notes in his phone while Jason was telling him stuff. I can tell you right now, go walk around AHR if you're going this year and talk to a bunch of the head engineers for these big manufacturers, and I guarantee none of them are taking notes in their phone. Yellow Jacket is. They're listening. I promise you that. They're listening. I talk to them all the time. We have meetings. They're listening to you. They are trying to make the changes, implement that into their products so that we're all going to be able to see it, feel it, and, going to want to go test out these products. I will never tell you guys what to buy, where to spend your money. All I say is, hey, if any of you are looking to spend some of your hard-earned money to replace a tool, you want to get something new, go give Yellow Jacket a look. Test it out. If it's something you like and you think that you could use this, then give it a try. If you buy it and you say, hey, this is not what I think it is, message me directly. All right. HVACuncensored@gmail.com or info@HVACuncensored.com. Let me know. I want to know about it. But I have a bunch of these products I use for the guys that work for me, and they absolutely love it. We have a bunch of the Titan Max digital manifolds that the guys are using. They absolutely love. All of them have the vacuum Y with real torque. They all use that. Absolutely love it. We actually use one of these Y-Jack Flow anemometers today. So we're out there. We're using these products. It's not me just talking off a piece of paper. I'm actually using these products. And you know what? I do a horrible job recording them. I need to record them to show you and show me using these products. I test them. I get these things before they go on the website. I beat them up, and they know that I'm honest with them. I'm not going to blow smoke up their ass. I'm going to say, hey, this is good. Improve this. This sucks. All that kind of stuff. And I love the fact that they listen, they take the input, and here we are now. All right. So with that being said, man, any of you out there looking to spend the extra money, go to your local supply house, take a look at the Yellow Jacket tools. Obviously, if you can't find it locally, go check out another show sponsor, True Tech Tools. Use the discount code Uncensored, and it's going to save 6% on your order. But always support locally first. All right. With that being said, guys, remember Yellow Jacket, 75 years of expertise built in every tool. Let's get on with the show. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless the United States, and thank you to all those men and women who defend it.
Welcome to the #1 rated HVAC podcast. If you're looking to grow in the HVAC industry, then you're in the right spot. Blue collar people talking about blue collar shit. Let's get better together. So turn up the volume, buckle your seatbelt, and let's welcome your host, Gil KV Jr.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. I'm your host, Gil KV Jr. Here we are, the first show of 2026. Happy fucking New Year. Another amazing night, Wednesday, hump day. Super excited to be here with you guys, man. Thank you so much for everybody that is here live. Let's give a shout out to my guys, Mr. Freon Leon, what is up? Mr. Just Work, what is up, my man? My man, Mr. J, what is up, brother? Mr. East Coast, what is up? What is up? Mr. Froggy, thanks for being here, man. Happy New Year to all of you guys. Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's see, Mr. Sammy, what is up? Mr. Sammy Andrew, Mr. Zeke, what is up, my brother? Make sure I don't miss anyone. Mr. Mechanical Environments, hello, hello. And I want to talk about your comment as well. Let's see, am I missing anybody? I think I got it. Hump or be humped. I'll take it. Yeah, what is up, everybody, man? I hope you guys had an amazing holiday. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Needed to reset a little bit, man, and we'll get into tonight's show topic. But yeah, I know you guys talking about Harbaugh. Me as a Ravens fan, to be honest, man, I have no hard feelings towards Harbaugh. Harbaugh has been the man. I think he's been amazing for Baltimore. I do think it's time for a change, but I don't think anybody necessarily did something wrong. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's time for a change, and it doesn't mean that somebody failed or did something wrong. Yeah, this season for the Ravens was an absolute, utter disappointment. I mean, you know, we were a preseason favorite for the Super Bowl, had one of the best rosters. So to go 8-9 and not make the playoffs, it sucks, man. It was hard to even get pumped about football this year. A lot of you that know me, I just wasn't making posts. You know, obviously I didn't have my season tickets this year, but it was, yeah, it was a lot. It just seemed like a funky year for everything, life in general, but definitely when it came to the Ravens, I wish John Harbaugh, he's going to find another job. I mean, they already said that teams are, you know, knocking down his door trying to get him, which rightfully so, they should. And definitely appreciate the guy, man. It's one of those weird feelings, but I am excited for the future. And I think we have a good front office, so I hope that they make the right decision, which I'm sure they will. To finally, you know, the Ravens should have been to a Super Bowl in this last couple of years with Lamar, and that's just a fact. We've just been underachievers. There's always been some dumbass excuse, so we'll see what happens. But if your team is in the playoffs, congratulations. Good luck to you. Jay, just so you know, I put money on the Bills. Not necessarily going to be Bills Mafia, but I do like Josh Allen. I think he's a good dude. So I would like to see them win financially wise, but for that matter, I don't have a dog in the fight. So I'm just going to watch the playoffs as a fan. With that being said, Mechanical, dude, I would love to talk about your comment and please let me know, you know what I mean, what you think that they could be doing better. And I'm just curious to how you use it, because I use it. I've been using it for probably longer than 5 years. So, but they're once again good people, man. So I would love to know some ideas you have or tools you think you need that they don't have. Because they would definitely listen, and they are going to be on the podcast here shortly. We're finalizing the details now. So definitely come on here and let them know, dude, and they'll answer any of those questions. Yeah, the coach in Seattle. Yeah, I do like him. Having a brain fart. Clint Kubiak. Yeah, I do like him. I really wish we would have never let Mike McDonald go, to be honest, but it is what it is over in Semwith. I know they said that we put in to interview Clint Kubiak, the offensive coordinator of the Seahawks, and then also Anthony Weaver, the D coordinator for the Dolphins, which Anthony Weaver played here. He was here under Mike McDonald when he was our D coordinator. So we'll see. Yeah, no. I do wish that McDonald never left, but they are going to interview his OC, Clint Kubiak, which I do like him. I do think he's an up and coming young candidate, an offensive guy. I mean, he took Seattle's offense to be like one of the top offenses this year. So we'll see. That's one thing I do trust in the front office. So I do think that they'll make a good decision. They're not going to let Harbaugh go and then shit to bed. So I do think that they're going to do their due diligence and make sure. But I just really hope if they hire an offensive minded coach that we get a D coordinator that just brings this defense back, man. Everybody knows Baltimore's always been known for defense. You know what I mean? That's what the city's known for. And to see some of the things our defense have done here lately has just been fucking pathetic. So hopefully we get back to that. Eh, Swartz. Why am I having a who are you thinking about Swartz? Why am I having a brain fart for that? Yeah, I'm sorry, Zeke. I'm having a brain fart, brother. Yeah, no, he didn't win. But I agree. Philip Rivers is always a good guy. I just love it when you hear the videos and stuff that he doesn't cuss. Oh yeah. No, I'd be cool with that. May the Schwartz be with you. Yeah, no, I like Philip Rivers, but how he wouldn't cuss, but he'd be talking trash to people, but using like his slang. But then God dadgummit and stuff like that. It used to be kind of funny. But yeah, how is everybody doing? I saw you guys. Some of you saw my post today. The snake return. I have never seen a return. If you guys go check out my personal on Facebook or HVAC Uncensored on Facebook or Instagram, it is literally a return that goes like this. It comes out, goes up, goes down, comes over, and goes like this. I was dumbfounded when I saw it today. One of my install teams was out there. This house has like 4 or 5 systems in it, and we were doing one. And I was just walking around the basement being nosy, looking at some other shit. I was dropping off a propane conversion kit to them, so I was just bullshitting, talking to them. And I walked around, and I was just like, "What in the holy hell is this?" Um, yeah, I don't think so. So I told the customer, I gave him a price to correct it. I said that, but I did say we'd come back and take some airflow measurements and stuff like that because it just didn't seem right to me. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know everything. I could be wrong, but I've never seen a snake return like that. Mhm. Oh, Jared, I didn't even see that, man. Jared, what's up, my man? Oh, and Killer Bees, what's up? What's up? I'm sorry. I missed some people when I was doing the shout outs. My apologies. Thanks for being here. Yeah, it's so I had to move the show back to 9 just because you guys know a lot of you know everything I'm going through. Now that I'm going through my divorce, I am a single father taking care of my daughters and my mom. So when I get off of work, 8 o'clock was just hard, man. It was just very, very hard. To be honest, it was impossible. If I'm not getting home until 5:36, um, then I got to make sure these girls do homework, get baths, get something to eat, my mom, all that kind of stuff, and then get them somewhat to bed before I start the podcast. There was just no way. I mean, to be honest, it's hard enough at 9. I literally got down here at this desk at like 8:50. So it was already crunch time, but we're making it work, man. I'm excited for 2026. Got some awesome guests starting to get scheduled. So, yeah, trying to get back out and start this year off with a bang. And then obviously, you always get that burst of energy after AHR. So, AHR will be at the beginning of next month. So, super excited to be out in Vegas and see everybody. So, anybody that is going, let me know. I will be there. Actually, one of my good friends, my childhood friends, he's my brother, one of my best friends in the world, my buddy Don, is actually coming. Nothing to do with HVAC. He's just coming to hang out with me and have a good time. He knows that I need this vacation. Even though it's a lot of work, to be honest, but it's still a little getaway. So he's coming down there as well. So that's awesome, and I appreciate him doing that. But I will, Zeke. I'll call you about it, buddy. You might be right. You might be right. So yeah, no, I'll call you about it to make sure. I definitely don't want to do something to mess up a customer system. Um, Guys, and I'm glad because there's a lot of you in here that I know that are seasoned veterans that have been doing this trade for a while. And the topic of tonight's show that is in this industry, everybody pays a toll. Um, Somebody's toll is different. Everybody's toll is different. And I don't want to do the first episode of this year. I don't want to start off doing this by, I'm not trying to scare people by any means. That's not my intention of talking about some of these topics. My intention is to educate people so that you can correct and not make some of these same mistakes. All right. I hope that you hear this, you learn from it, and by this time next year, you're in a way better place than you were last year. That's my intention. So please, this is not to be doom and gloom, but sadly in this industry there is some cold hard facts and that you can't overlook. In this industry, especially, and a lot of you, if you don't know my background, which I hope if you watch this, you do. I came up as a technician. My dad did this trade. Um, I was a technician who I've done refrigeration, industrial, commercial, residential. I just kind of backed my way into residential, got good at it, started to get into the sales side, which then I got into management, to then for running companies, owning. So now I am, you know, second time that I've been a general manager, and here I'm also the minority owner. So I do have a little chunk of this place. I have two amazing partners. So yes, that's where I am now. So I came up as a tech. So a lot of this I am speaking from a technician's point of view, but it goes for the owners too, though. I know a lot of people think all the owners are sitting back just counting their money, but the amount of stress that is on their back is crazy. So, if any of you have personal stories about, a toll that you've paid in this industry, please put it in the comments, put it in all caps. So that way I know that it's a comment and I'll try to read it. If you don't want me to read it, don't put it in all caps. Or just say, please don't share if you're just sharing it for who was here. But yeah, man, people, losing marriages, when you're in the field and you got to work a lot of hours, man, you got to take the work. You're trying to make that money to support your family. But then your spouse is like, well, what the hell? I don't ever see you. What's all this money good for if I can't spend time with you? And, that kind of stuff, man. Marriages fail. And it sucks. The divorce rate in the trades, especially in our industry, is extremely high. I mean, I am going through a divorce, but in all fairness, it had nothing to do with this trip. Well, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say it had nothing to do with this trade. Um, I was with that woman for almost 20 years. So it could have been, granted, I was in a different position when it happened, but to say that it had nothing to do with this trade would be a lie. I don't know. But it probably definitely played a part. You know, then you have marriages, then people's relationship with their children. They're not seeing their children as much. They're paying child support. Dude, when I started running companies and I see the child support that comes out of some of these guys' checks, holy fucking hell. I mean, and this is straight off the top, man. And I know what these guys make, obviously. And when I see what comes out of their check a week, I'm just like, man, I'd probably be getting fucked up if I was you too. So, there's that side of it. People's relationships. And even if it's not your marriage, maybe you work so much you don't have time to, to talk to your friends. Hang out with your buddies, your girlfriends, if you're, you know what I mean? Even be able to build a relationship with somebody if you're single. To have any kind of free time or a life outside of work. All right? Remember, we work to live, not live to work. All right? Everybody has to have downtime. And I think we've gotten a little bit better with that in the industry because now we talk about company culture and stuff like that. A lot of you guys that are my age or older, when we got into the industry, nobody was talking about fucking company culture. I'm sorry, we just weren't. You did what you were told, and if you didn't like it, then hit the road, we'll find somebody else. That's how it was. You started work at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. You got off when they stopped giving you fucking calls. That's how it worked. Hey, we got a call on Saturday. Oh, well, I'm not on call. Yeah, I know, but, the on-call guy's already filled up and, it's not that far from your house. If you wouldn't mind taking it, you take it. And it sucks. Then you start seeing your paychecks. You're like, oh, man, we can do this. I can pay that bill off, or we can get that new car, or I can buy that new TV, or whatever your reasoning behind it is. And you get stuck in that vicious cycle. I did it, man. I would volunteer to work people's weekends because I was trying to make money. Remember, I used to be a piece of shit drug addict. You know what I mean? Like, I was trying to get myself out. I wanted to make money. I wanted to be able to have my own house. I wanted to be able to do things. So I was working 6-7 days a week for a long time. You know what I mean? I didn't get to where I am now because of chance or, good luck. I had some amazing opportunities present themselves. But I was working. That's why we had that one episode in my old house with my oldest son, Tyler, who's now in this trade. I don't know if it's going to be forever, but he's doing it. He works for me here. But he didn't see me that much when he was little. All those fans, those baseball teams and he played for, I wasn't at all those games. I got to do it as he got older, once I got into management and stuff like that. But I paid for all these fancy teams. I didn't get to go. That was a lot of stress on my ex-wife. I get that. She was holding down the fort while I was working, making money. It's a lot. And then like people are saying your body. Your back shot, your knees are shot, shoulders, all that kind of stuff. I used to always make fun of people, like, man, I'm not fucking wearing gloves. I'm not using no knee pads or something like that. Fuck that, dude. Use that fucking knee pad. Work smart, not hard. I tell my techs all the time, don't let your pride fuck you in this industry. The biggest thing that can mess you up is your fucking pride. All right? Swallow your pride sometimes, man. For one, who gives a shit what other people think? Oh, you call tech support? Yeah, I learned something and I fixed the fucking problem. How about you? Use that fucking knee pad, man. Instead of having your knees on the uneven ground and sitting there trying to work while you got rocks poking into your legs. What are you trying to prove? You know what I mean? Or kneeling on the hard concrete. Be smart, man. Don't be trying to be Hercules. Like, oh, I don't need help. I can lift up that compressor. I can lift up that unit. Yeah, maybe when you're in your early 20s, you know, you can do it. You start getting in your 40s and your 50s, and trust me, you fucking feel it. And I still consider myself far from old. I've been doing this trade for about 25 plus years, though, you know, in my 40s, but I feel it. Trying to lift a unit, my back can go out at any time. My fucking knees hurt. It's, yeah. So don't be out there trying to impress somebody, man. Trying to be Hercules. Who gives a shit? You know, I mean, and then we got fucking, addiction. I mean, I always do addiction episodes, and I'll probably do one soon because it's something near and dear to my heart. An addiction episode and also mental health. But yeah, the addiction in the trade, man. I've been there, done that. My fucking by the time Friday came, there wasn't much left of my paycheck left. I've been fronted stuff by the man, the drug dealer, giving me so much stuff that pretty much I had to give him my paycheck on Friday. And I was in that fucking vicious fucking cycle. And it's sad. It really is sad. And I know there's people out there doing that, and I pray for you. And I truly do. I pray for you. I hope that God guides you into the right direction so that you don't have to do that anymore. And you can beat it. I promise you that. I did, and I'm nobody special. So it's definitely something. It's a rock you can get out from under. I promise you that. But yeah, there can be a dark side to this industry. You know what I mean? I don't know if any if it floats, fucks, or flies, it's better to rent. That is funny. Yeah, that's another one. Not having summer vacations in this industry because most places, May, June, July, some count August. It's a blackout zone. My kids didn't get summer vacations all the time. Once again, didn't get to do that until I worked my way up in my career. Now in management, June and July, yeah, those are 2 months that I understand, especially in Maryland. You know, we don't have those long 8-month summers like a lot of you guys do. So we do have a short period of time where we have to grind, to be able to change our overall what we do this year. I hear East Coast says he can't hear me. Can everybody else hear me? All my stuff over here looks like it's good. Can everybody hear me before I keep going? It's cutting in and out. Okay, let's see. Okay, he says clear as a bell. So I'm not sure. Okay, loud and clear. Okay, we're good. Good. Okay. Um, yeah, so we do have like those 2 months that are going to be blackout that you can't go. But I allow people to go in May. I allow them to go in August. I want people to go on vacation. You know, as a team, that person's going to be gone for a week or however long they go. Obviously, a week is the most you can do. I can't give you multiple weeks. I mean, can't do that. But it's first come, first serve. Seniority is going to have a little bit to play in it, obviously. But it just means as a team, hey, we're still going to have the same amount of work to get done. We're just going to have to do it a man down. And the team rallies around it because they want their colleague to have that just as much as they want it. So that's how I feel about it. And just like I tell all my employees, like, you know, hey, if little Billy has a baseball game or little Susie's got a dance recital or whatever your family has, let me know. I want you to be there. That's why you have PTO. I want you to use it. You need to be off early, use it. Like one of my text, Jordan, called me earlier. He's like, hey, Gil, not this Friday, next Friday. It's his son's birthday. He was like, I wanted to be able to go to school with him in the morning just to do the happy birthday stuff and cupcakes. Is that cool? And I'm like, dude, what? Are you serious? Yeah, of course. He's like, I'll be a little late. He's like, probably only an hour. I'm like, dude, take the morning. All right. I'll book your first call like a 10 to 2. I'm like, you sure you don't need the whole day? Nah, no, it's good. I want them to do that. I want them to have those moments because that's why we do what the fuck we do. I want to say that again. That is why we do what we do. We go to work every day to get a paycheck to take care of our families, our loved ones, our spouses, our children, your parents, whatever it may be. Yes, should you enjoy what you do? Absolutely. It definitely makes life easier. Should you enjoy who you do it with and who you do it for? 100%. It's going to make it better. But your family is the most important thing. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I have a lot of people around here that's why they come work for me because I fight for them. But I'm also brutally honest. I can be an asshole boss sometimes too. Don't get me wrong. We joke, but I push people. I will push you to be the best version of yourself, whether you like it or not. All right. If I know your potential, if you meet me and you tell me, hey Gil, I get them to do vision boards. I want to know what they want their goals to do. I like to make it so I help them meet their goals. So if they're not doing something, I bring up, hey man, the numbers you've been doing lately and the revenue and all that kind of stuff, like that's not going to get you to your goal. What can we do to make this better, man? How can I help you? That way it's always about them. I'm trying to help them achieve their goals because if they achieve their goals, guess what? I know we're achieving the company goals. And I don't have to sit in there and have these dumbass fucking revenue talks like, we're going to make $45 million this month. And your average ticket's got to be $6 million a call. All right. If you can't do it, you got to run 70 calls. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to have those meetings. You know what I mean? They can buy you breakfast and have that meeting. You want to sit there and smack yourself in the nuts with a fucking mallet. Nobody wants that meeting. I don't want to give that meeting. So that's my management philosophy. I build my team. I want them to reach their personal goals, buy a car, buy a house, get married, whatever it is. And I enjoy it. I love seeing them fucking erase things off of it. All right, what's the next thing? Add another one. So, and I think maybe because of how I came up is why I manage the way I do because and I'm not saying I had it like horrible or nothing like that. I'm not trying to do this woe is me stuff, but I want people to have, I want them to do it better. I don't want them to be divorced or miss their kids' stuff. I want them to be for that. We can always make money. We can't get time back. I've been fortunate in the last, 5, 6, 7 years to meet a lot of truly wealthy people. And all of them buy their time back. All right. They make enough money to buy their time back. When that one guy told me, he said, if I have a task I have to do, little nuanced things, and my time is worth X to me, and I can pay somebody Y to do those, I'm going to pay that person to do it so I can get the time back and be with my family. And those people just truly change my outlook on stuff. No, and I do think there's a lot of good bosses out there. There is. But there's a lot of them, man. They get lost in the numbers. And I want to say this too, man. There is incredible stress on the owners of your companies. All right? The supervisors, the management, that shit trickles downhill. Running a trade business is not easy. It is not easy. Having to make sure that I fill the board so that my technicians have calls when it's here in Maryland, it's 60 fucking degrees outside. People ain't calling in for no heat. They most certainly ain't calling in for no AC. But how do I keep the board full? Because I could say, oh, got nothing for you today. But then what? You know, the guys might enjoy like a day off. But when it starts to get 2, 3, 4 days, they're like, hey, bro, I got bills to pay. I know a lot of times it looks like people are just chilling in the office, fucking having a good old time, just, shooting the shit, doing nothing. But sadly, that's not the way it works. Trying to sit there and fill the schedule, make sure that all of our people have work to do. One of my partners, Brian, he's taking care of install right now and helps out with sales. Our install teams, even through some of the slow periods, have worked every single fucking day. He has busted his fucking ass to make sure that those guys work every single day. And he texted a little while earlier. He's like, hey, man, 2 guys, I'm not going to have anything for them to do tomorrow. He was crushed. He was like, dude, I busted my ass, man. I tried to close some sales to try to make sure they had something to do tomorrow. And just with the weather and, nobody made a decision. And I told him, I said, dude, the guys will understand. All right. Most of the companies around here, I've interviewed people. We're hiring. Talking about they're working 1 day a week, 2 days a week. Our guys are getting 40 plus 50 hours a week. So the fact that is 1 day that they're not going to work, I said, bro, you've been doing an amazing job. And the fact that of all of our install teams and service guys for that matter, everybody's been working. Nobody's had to take off, or we've had to tell nobody, you know what I mean, that I don't have work for them. So the fact that it happens one time will be okay. But that's because he cares and he gives a shit. That's why I am truly blessed to have these 2 guys as partners, because they think like I do. And they're not even from this industry originally. Man, that was a lot. How is everybody? Um, yeah, but management's not easy, man. Like, I know it's easy to be in the field and be like, you're having a rough day, or maybe you got a little bit of drive time in between, and to get that mentality of, man, this is fucking bullshit. What the fuck do I got to go from here over to there? I got an hour drive in between. Like, this is stupid. What the fuck, man? Spending all day driving. Don't let yourself get into that negative fucking mindset, man. Be happy that you're working. If you have feedback, give it to them. Ask questions. Hey, man, I was just wondering, like, I know today, like, I had a abnormally more amount of drive time in between calls. Maybe they're going to tell you. And what I've told people is, hey, man, in order for you guys to stay busy, we had to open up our service area. So we opened up some zip codes, hoping that we could get more call volume, which it worked. So you guys have a full schedule. The only bad part is sometimes there's going to be a little more travel. Would you rather me do that, or would you rather not work? Oh, no, I'd rather work. Oh, that makes sense. Ask a question. Don't get into that negative mindset that just starts to be honest, that's how a cancer in a company's built. Dude, yesterday we had to let 2 people go. One of them has worked for me for years. I absolutely love him. I had to let him go. And then an office girl. She's amazing at what she does. She's an amazing CSR. But she started to be a cancer. There's little nitpicking things that she would say. And then she had some personal things where she couldn't make it into the office. But as far as how she did her job, she was awesome. But we had to let him go. We had to cut the cancer off. Don't fall into that mindset out there, man. If you have an issue or something to do with work, talk to the people that can actually change or fix the problem. I get it. All techs are going to bitch about stuff to each other. I did it as a technician. I understand that. You're just not really important. You're just kind of bitching to bitch. But if it's something that truly bothers you, go to your supervisor and say something. Now, if your supervisor listens and nothing happens, then go above him or her. And then if that doesn't happen, okay, then you should be upset. But at least give them an opportunity to hear you out. Don't get into that woe is me, that negative mindset, because I'm telling you, only thing you end up doing in the long run is fucking yourself. And that's just the God's honest truth. Put yourself in other people's shoes sometimes. There's a lot of owners out there struggling, man, wondering how they're going to pay the bills. They don't have to just worry about feeding their children and their family. They got to worry about feeding yours. And just don't ever forget that. And like I said earlier, I know people think that owners of companies, and not saying there's not some shitty owners out there. That's not what I mean. But there's some out there that, you think they're sitting in their office just blowing their nose with $100 bills and shit like that. And it's just not the case. Once again, there is some shitty ones out there that probably are doing dumb stuff like that. And it's only about them, but it's not all of them. Yeah, man, if you work from somewhere and there's always broken promises, then you definitely got to hold your management team or the owner accountable. Give them a chance to right their wrongs. And if they don't, then sadly, you got to find somewhere else to go. Because if you stay there knowing the problems aren't going to change, then you're just as much a problem as they are. And I'm sorry, but that's a sad reality. Be smart. You know what I mean? When you're like, don't ever quit without having a job. You know what I mean? But sometimes you got to move on. I wish it was the first company that you work for and you end up working there for 35 years and it turns out to be some happy ending. But sadly, that's normally not how it works in this industry. Unless you go to work for family or something like that. Exactly, Zeke. And that's how I look at it. Zeke says, I look at it like I'm feeding 14 families, not just mine. And he's right. Because you cut them paychecks every week and those people need them to take care of their families. And it's your responsibility to make sure that they have enough work to generate that money and you're taking care of all the back end stuff to make sure that money's there to give them. Exactly, Jared. You will never get what you don't ask for. I always say a closed mouth won't get fed. All right. Closed mouth won't get fed. No, family is definitely sometimes the worst to work for. Zeke's got some horror stories. I know a lot of other ones too. I love my family. I don't know if we could work together though, like every day. We'd probably be killing each other. But it just comes to be grateful. And then I tell people, and maybe I've learned this as my spiritual growth as a Christian is even when somebody does something stupid and they deserve to get ripped into, like you dumb MF or you piece of shit, blah, blah, say they deserve it. The next time you're in that situation and you have every right to be able to dig into that person, I want you, instead of doing that, to just give them grace. Say nothing. Like, you know what? It happens, man. I guarantee by you doing that, it's going to hurt the person more than you digging into them. And yeah, you're not going to get the 30-second satisfaction of, digging into somebody, but just give them grace, man. Just always try to be positive. Like, I've just learned that as I've gotten older, man. Like, I want to spread positivity. I don't want to be around fucking negative people. And we all know them. There's those people that no matter what happens, they're just negative. You come outside and say, man, look at this blue sky. What do you mean it's blue? It's not blue. It's teal. Like, what? Okay, look at this beautiful sky. Like they're combative. They have to be in an argument. They're right. You're wrong. Like, I just don't want to waste my energy on those people. You know? Um, I enjoy what I do and who I do it with. And I want all of you to have the same thing to do that. Just don't let those, for me or those bullshit seeds plant in your mind because I promise you all they're going to do is start to poison the good things you have. All right? Just please don't do that. And to everybody out there, the young guys that are listening to this, once again, this podcast was not meant to scare you. It is meant to educate you. All right? If you're young and you have a family, you want to start a family, you're engaged, you just got married, you're dating your girlfriend, like, yes, work, make money. And I'm not saying like don't put in some extra hours, but put your family first. Your girlfriend, your parents, whatever it may be. You got plenty of time to make that money. Don't choose work or money over every other thing that you have. Because then what are you really making money for? And I can also say this, man, and I know you've heard this, but I can just through personal stories is money cannot buy happiness. Like I said earlier, man, I was a piece of shit drug addict who didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. I never thought that I would have anything in life. I finally lit a fire under my ass. I got clean, helped my wife get clean. We were able to get our shit together. I rose the ranks, was able to make some legitimate money in this trade. I mean, I'm saying like some life-changing money. And I started to think that all of a sudden I deserved things. Oh, I deserve that. I deserve this. I've worked hard enough. I should have that. Man, you know what I mean? It's all bullshit. The last house that I bought, here in Maryland, bought $1 million house. I thought I deserved it. It was the worst fucking thing that I could have ever done. It would be supposed to be a dream house. It was a nightmare. But you live and you learn. Yeah, don't let those little things poison the well, man. The well being your mind. All right, just be happy. And if you're not happy without money, you're not going to be happy with it. All right. And I found with the younger generation, they are more worried about PTO than money necessarily. When I'm interviewing a lot of these guys, I mean, they're asking for okay money, but not like crazy money. They're like, but I want this like vacation or I want PTO and shit like that. They want to take time off. And you know what? Good for them. Good for them. I forced my people to take their PTO. They're like, well, can I get paid for it if I don't take it? No. Because I'm not going to reward you for not taking time off. I'd rather you take the time off. I'll let them roll some over if they need it, but I'm not going to pay them out for it. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's because I want them to take their PTO. I want them to have that time off. Exactly. Chase happiness, not dollars. Yes. Jason, I just read this comment and he says, so my man Jason says, and please, youngsters, put the damn phone down. Stop letting it own you. Guys, I had to take a break from social media, and a lot of you might have noticed that. And it's hard because I have a podcast, so I have to be on there. But I took a little break. I'm getting back at it now because I just needed it, man. This thing, I had to put it down. And then I got these for Christmas, those Meta glasses. How do I look? Ooh, handsome. Makes me feel smarter. Here, let me record. I'll record you, recording me, recording you, making a video, making a filter, making a filter. So these things are pretty cool. I do. Ow. Um, these things are pretty cool. I definitely got to get used to them though. These are pretty nice though, as far as the picture, the videos, and then the lenses are transitional, turn blue when I'm out in the sun. Um, but yeah, I've been putting this phone down, man. There's a lot of times I come home, I sit this phone down. I have children that need my attention. I have a mom that I'm trying to enjoy every last moment that I have left with her. And I'm not going to trade those moments for what other people are doing on Facebook or Instagram or for what, somebody else is doing, getting caught in these fucking death scrolls. It makes me feel like an old man, get off my lawn, but these fucking things are going to be the death of us. Use it to your advantage. But even me, man, like I was horrible with like reading. And I've been reading books. Obviously reading the Bible has helped me, but I've been reading books that better me, whether it's about business or it's like technical books to do with the industry or parenting, being a man, whatever it is. Like listen to a podcast. Something like that, like something that's going to help benefit you and you can grow as a person, as a man, as a woman, like do stuff like that. And I'm not saying you can't bullshit and scroll a little bit, but don't let that be majority of your day. I mean, that whole like, what is it called? The screen thing that like counts the hours you do. I looked at that a few times and I about wanted to puke when I realized how much fucking time that I was wasting on this fucking thing. Because you hear a lot of people say, like, man, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. I don't have time for that. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Like right now, I'm an extremely busy person. I'm up 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I get my daughters ready for school, my mom. I get them off. I go to work. I'm there at the office until I always say I'm going to leave at 4:30. I never leave till 5:30. Later, I get home 6:30, make dinner, make sure my family eats, do homework with my girls one by one, make sure they get baths, brush their hair, do all that kind of stuff, wash clothes, make sure I try to sit down and spend time with each of them, including my mom. Normally, not time. The only time I have to myself is when I put my head on the pillow. And then normally it's probably 11:30, sometimes midnight when I'm laying down to go to sleep. Get those 4 or 5 hours, turn around, do it again. And I'm still trying to find ways to be more efficient with my time. And I don't say that to like, oh, look at me. It's just I gotta do what I gotta do, man. Especially now as a single man, people are like, oh, Gil, you should date. I'm like, yeah, it sounds great. When? When am I gonna do that? My kids are first. My family's first. So reread the man book. I do have coloring books, okay? I color with my daughter Sophia. Now what? No, I am trying to finish sleeving out. I'm going to sleeve this arm though. So then I'll have both sleeves tattoo wise. Gonna redo all this up here. I do too, man. I love being up early. You get up early and it can be like, 9:30, 10 o'clock, and people they still look groggy or like I'm tired. And like, why aren't you tired? I'm like, it feels like lunchtime for me. What are you talking about? Like, I've been up for 6 hours already. Like, I'm not, or 5 hours already. I'm not tired. I just don't want to waste any time, man. I've truly been humbled and blessed with some things that I want to enjoy every single moment. I want to enjoy every moment that I have with all four of my children. I want to enjoy the moments I have left with my mom. And yeah, I'll sleep when I'm dead. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like I said, I am looking forward to HR. It's gonna be nice to get away. I am a little worried. I have faith in my oldest son, Tyler. I do think he's gonna be able to hold down the fort while I'm gone, but definitely a little nervous because it's gonna be the first time I've went away since my divorce started.